Howdy folks! I am back with another trailer versus film video where we're going to talk about the Netflix film Always Be My Maybe. That film is starring Ali Wong, a female comedian that we know and see a lot of work from her. She has a Netflix special. I hadn't watched that special, so I came into the movie not really knowing a lot about her. It also stars Randall Park. We've seen him in a lot of different films. I don't have the entire filmography memorized, but we also have a cameo of Keanu Reeves in this movie, which I think is pretty hilarious. So, this movie is a comedy. I will link the YouTube video for the trailer posted by Netflix so that you can watch that. So go ahead and pause the video and watch that trailer, and then you'll know kind of what I'm referring to when I talk about the trailer, okay? So I'm gonna read the description from YouTube for the trailer, and then we'll go from there, okay? So the description says, everyone assumed Sasha and Marcus would wind up together except for Sasha and Marcus. Reconnecting after 15 years, the two start to wonder, maybe? Okay, so you'll watch the trailer, which, by the way, I feel like this trailer is actually kind of long. They probably could have shortened it a little bit. Having said that, I think that the trailer is a pretty accurate representation of the film. They kind of left some things out that they could have put in the trailer. They talk a lot more about Sasha, that's Ali Wong's character. They talk about her career and moving forward and all of those things a lot more than they talk about her friend Marcus. So in the trailer, you kind of see that she is kind of a big-time chef person. And then she has to go back home. It even says that, going back home. So she ends up having to go back home and is reunited with people that she knew from her past. And then in the trailer, it shows some flashbacks. Okay, so the trailer, this is something that I thought was a little bit misleading. The trailer shows flashbacks, but the movie is actually kind of built a little bit more like a traditional timeline. So by the time you see her go back home, you actually already know the history behind the characters. For the most part. You know the history behind the characters, you know what happened, you know what their interaction looks like, and then you can feel the awkwardness, okay? So that's a big thing you see throughout the trailer, is this constant sense of like awkward interactions between people. I think that it's funny. What I would say is, I think there's a fine line in movies where awkwardness can become too much. There's a movie called Dinner for Schmucks that I can't finish. I can't finish it because the situational awkwardness that happens, it's just so embarrassing for the people in the movie. I can't get through the movie because of it. This movie, I think, has like that perfect balance of like awkward interactions, but it's awkward in a funny way, you're not just so embarrassed for them you can't stand looking at the movie anymore. And then also, that's another thing, is they try and keep the humor coming. There are serious parts, there are heartwarming parts, there are parts that very much describe, like, it really showcases the characters in a great way so that you get to know them, you feel for them, you kind of feel like connected to them in some way. Having said that, this is, so, you know, I'm always big on no spoilers, right? I am going to say a couple of things, though, that are more like, be aware. So this is personal for me because I know that this could be something that, depending on the day, depending on the date, things like that, it could make or break whether I want to watch that movie, okay? So if you have some connection to like widowhood in some way, I would say that you need to make sure you watch this movie at a time, or by yourself, or whatever, when you know you're gonna be able to get through it. So it's not a lot, It's not a lot of the movie, but there is something that could be triggering if you're widowed or are very close to people who are widowed. So it could be a trigger for you. Just be aware of that. Like I said, it's not a huge part of the movie, but I know that I was caught off guard by it. I shouldn't have been, but I was. And I was glad that I was by myself because I felt like for the characters involved, I felt really deeply for them. Okay, enough of that. So we talked about the timeline and the awkwardness. I will say that these people are acting like, you know, real people that I have in my life. So their personal interactions do include things like vulgar language, if you consider certain language vulgar, or you're looking for a movie for family movie night and you got little ones that you don't want to be listening to certain verbiage because you're worried about them repeating it, then that's probably not the movie you're going to want to watch that night. This may be more appropriate for you if you're in that situation and the kids have gone to bed and you want to watch something funny before you go to bed. So that's a good option. I think that this was a well-balanced movie. I think that there was a lot of good mix of humor and real relationships, drama, funny parts, heartwarming parts, and it was just really great. And I really thought that the cameo of Keanu Reeves playing himself, I actually think it brought a lot to the movie. It was kind of like a great, you see that it's kind of a catalyst in the trailer because she announces she has this new boyfriend and then suddenly he's there and you see kind of the character he's playing of himself, but it's just funny how it's so different than what I think most of us that watch interviews with Keanu Reeves come to expect from him. So, having said that, do I recommend? I would say yes, I do recommend. You know, we'll have some other films coming up that I've been looking into that I may or may not. I'm trying to be understanding, but I would recommend it. It's especially good for, like, say you're homesick from work and you're just sitting there on the couch and you're like, what am I gonna watch? This is a good one. This is a good one for that. That's what I was doing. And then also, I think it's good for if you are just kind of figuring out what you want to do and you don't have any specific shows, or maybe you don't have time to start a series but you want to watch something and you want to laugh. So I think it's great. And also if you like Ali Wong, I think that's a great one. If you like her and Randall Park as actors, I think it's a great option for you. Okay, so the answer is yes. If you like movies and you like funny and you like awkward, you like some throwback to good music, that's great. I will say the music is really great. This is kind of a, let's go back to reviewing. I forgot to say, music is great. It's a good indicator of the status of relationships. It kind of alludes to that in the trailer when she comes back home and you see her interacting with Marcus. You hear certain music that is, you know, from their time of childhood together, growing up together and all of that. So I like that. I like how they use the music. I also like 90s and early 2000s music. I grew up with a lot of that music, so I enjoy it. Okay, what I will say is if you like these kind of videos, please thumbs up this one so that I know to keep making this kind of content. Watch the video through, let me know what you think, how can I improve. If you have any specific movies you'd like me to review, please comment below. I'd like to know. I was thinking about doing one on Rim of the World, which is also a Netflix film. We recently watched it. Paul will be in that video. I know you guys like it when he's in here and he puts in his 2 cents. So that's one we could do. Comment below if you want Rim of the World, please. Or any other movies, any other big blockbusters that are coming out, I would love to review for you. Let me know. Dark Phoenix just came out, so I could do that one also, so let me know. And if you like this kind of content, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and make sure that you ring the notification bell so you can see when videos come up, okay? I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye.